Hello, world. Dr. Shirley here. Wanted to share a special message this morning. And the message is basically about don't compare your sacrifices to other people's sacrifices because you never know what people have gone through or what people are going through. So I actually had to journal it down to just make sure that I got it out right. So, more so, today's topic is don't compare your sacrifices or struggles to anyone else because we all have a different walk. So don't compare your life because everyone's journey is different. Sometimes we can look at people's life and be envious because we don't stop to ask, what did they go through to get to that point or to get to this point? I have come to realize that everyone will have to experience a major life sacrifice some point in your life. My sacrifice was in my youth as well as in my young adulthood when I basically had to sacrifice everything to ensure I raised my kids accordingly. So while all my friends and everybody was out having a blast, enjoying life, I was raising kids and not being out there and so forth. And even in my youth, when people were partying in college, I was working. So everybody has to make some sacrifices. So now I'm in a stage of my life where it's a choice if I make a sacrifice. There's some things I still sacrifice and other things that I do not. So, like I said, at some point, some everybody's going to have to make a major life sacrifice. Um, the other thing is, not as I stated, now that I'm in my older years, it's a choice. Everything we do in our life is a choice. In my youth, I made the choice to accept the sacrifice. Was I always happy about it? No, I was not. Was I not bitter about it? Sometimes I was. Now that I'm older, I realize I probably should have had a much better positive attitude about it, and it most likely would have gone a lot smoother. But because my attitude was stank at times, not always, it made the journey even a little bit more challenging. And now that I sit back and think, there probably were a lot of things I could have learned from it if my attitude was different. So before you go wishing you had somebody's life or saying that people don't understand your journey, ask yourself, would I go through the challenges and want the experience, the sacrifices that that person has experienced? Because remember, you don't know everybody's story, you don't know everybody's sacrifices. So don't be envious of other people's life. Enjoy the journey, the struggle that you are going through. I can sit here and say that because I now have a different perspective. There are things I still struggle with. There are things that I'm still sacrificing. And you know what? It is okay. I am choosing to have a wonderful attitude. I am choosing to remain positive because as I find the joy in my sacrifices, I'm also finding things to enjoy in life. So, with that being said, Dr. Shirley out. And remember, don't compare your struggle or your sacrifices to anyone else's. Peace and love.